Hello and welcome to Boyz Detailing's first YouTube video. Today we are checking out a shipment of chemicals we got from Chem-X. Now these I paid for myself. It is not a sponsored video, so there's no biases here. This is just something I found online that I thought was super interesting in chemicals I wanted to try out. So I'm giving a review to those that want to try it out for themselves or just wanted to watch our YouTube videos. So first up is this Stars and Stripes. This is 100% a touchless wash system. So what that means is you spray this on first. You can use it either in a foam cannon, a downstream injector. There's many ways you can use it. Spray this on first and then spray on these stripes second. This is your acid. As you can see here, the pH. They've got pH labels on both bottles in the top left. You spray the stars on first and then the stripes. Very patriotic, but designed for the big rig. Most of his chemicals are designed for the big rig semi industry. So those big trucks are a little hard to get into every nook and cranny to put a mitt on or brush or whatever. It can be really hard to get to all the areas. And it can take a lot of time. So he's developed this touchless wash system to speed up the time and to leave great results. So this is up first. Next up, we've got snake oil. Really funny name, but really cool product as well. It is a ceramic spray-on touchless system. Again, touchless, really cool, speeds up the process, specifically designed for those big semis, but can also be used on cars. All of these are safe on cars as well, so you do not have to have a big rig to use these. You can use them on your everyday grocery getter. This snake oil is designed to give you 60 to 90 days of protection, as it says right there. Does say the pH up here, your 4 to 5 pH. And then all your dilution ratios down here, but it is a touchless, really quick spray on, spray off. So if you're washing regularly every 2 to 3 months after you're done using either the Stars and Stripes or whatever car wash you use on a regular basis, put this in your foam cannon, rinse this, spray this on, rinse it off, and you've got 2 to 3 months of protection. In the winter time, I'm sure if you live in an area like me up here in Idaho, we get a lot of road salt in the winter. So if you're wanting to get good protection, you probably are gonna have to use it more in the winter time to keep up that layer of protection, as the road salts and the harsh winter tends to break those down a little bit quicker. Next up is their heavy duty. It is a all-purpose degreaser truck wash, kind of all in one product. Again, it does have the pH up here in the top left, and then all the dilution ratios down here in the bottom. This can be used in like engine compartments to get rid of some of the grease and grime. He uses it as a tire cleaner in his videos on YouTube. Can be used on the inside on like floor mats. It's a great all-around product. Now, according to what I've researched and looked into Chem-X, this was part of their touchless wash system before Stars and Stripes came out. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he does have a video of him comparing the new Stars and Stripes compared to the old, and I believe he used this in something else. I can't remember what the other product is, but this was what they used to wash before the Stars and Stripes system. Next up, they've got M-Shine, and then we'll talk about Liquid X. M-Shine is a aluminum cleaner. So again, it does have the pH up here in the top left, and then all of the dilution ratios down there in the bottom. It is designed for semis and polished aluminum. So if you spend a ton of money getting your wheels polished to a mirror finish and want to maintain that, this is a great cleaner that is safe for that polished aluminum. Really cool product. We've got a couple semis in the works. Hopefully we'll be able to show you how well this product works. Next up, they've got their Liquid X. Again, pH up here, dilution ratios down there. This is a polymer mitt wash. So it is a touch wash, more of a traditional wash. Okay, this is not ceramic infused, however it does have a good amount of protection to it. More than just a regular soap, according to what they say. This is more designed to sheet water off instead of the ceramic where it will create all those little water beads. If you've ever seen a video online of a true ceramic coating, you will see like a bunch of little teeny tiny water beads all over the paint. This will not do that. This is designed more to sheet water. And if you don't know the difference between sheeting and beading, I will show you later when we put these to use. But that's those two pretty interesting products. And last up is their tire and trim. This is a ready to go product, ready to go now. No diluting, no foam cannons, no nothing. It is simple, put the sprayer on and spray away. You can use this on tires. It does have apparently a strawberry scent. You can also, if you have like a Jeep Rubicon or anything with black exterior plastic trim, you can spray this on and it will gloss kind of that trim to give it more of an OEM. How it looks straight out of the factory kind of like rejuvenates it, makes it look like new. So that's the last of their products. So to test out Stars and Stripes, I waited till my truck was absolutely filthy, and it is, I mean, filthy. That stuff's caked on. We still have snow on the ground and road salts, but I wanted to get it really dirty to see how good Stars and Stripes is. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna use heavy duty on the tires and the wheel wells. And we're gonna do the driver side of the truck. We're not going to rinse before we wash. And the passenger side, we are going to rinse before we put on the soap. So we'll see how strong it is, if it's better with a rinse, without a rinse. And then we are going to use heavy duty, diluted 10-to-1 on the tires and the fender wells. Now, to show what kind of water we're working with, got, does it say 190 parts per million? So we do not have super soft water. It is, let's see what temperature. We're working with 52.5 degree temp. So we are working with hard water as well. I'm going to not dry it and see. I'm gonna use like a little leaf blower to get the majority of the water off. We're gonna see how well it dries without a towel or a drying aid. Now, last thing before we get started is for foam cannons. We're gonna use two different kinds. We're gonna use a nice high-end, more professional foam cannon, and then we're gonna use a Amazon special $30 foam cannon, nothing crazy. Both of them do have the smaller orifice. I want to say it's the 1.1 size off the top of my head. And in his videos, in Chem-X videos on YouTube, he does say for a foam cannon to fill it up to 750 milliliters, which I'm not sure if you can tell, but both of these are filled right to the 750 milliliter mark. And then to fill it to 1,000 milliliters with soap. We're going to use Stars and Stripes, one in each foam cannon, and see how they turn out. This paint has zero protection on it. So we're gonna break this truck up half and half. We're gonna do the passenger side first and then the driver's side. On the passenger side, we did use heavy duty on the tires and the wheel wells. On the other side, we're gonna not use heavy duty, and we're gonna just see how it works, stars and stripes as it is. You can see it's not very thick. Granted, we did use the cheaper foam cannon. I'm gonna attribute the runniness of the soap to that, because you'll see once we use the MTM foam cannon how much thicker the soap is. Now both these do have the smaller orifice, and they are turned up all the way to draw as much soap as possible on the knob, on the top knob, and that will help give you some thicker foam. But again, using the Amazon special, it will not do as good of a job as the MTM will, and you'll see here in a second. So I stand corrected. It is a little bit runnier than I was expecting it to be. It is a little bit thicker from the MTM foam cannon, but it is a little bit of a runnier soap for sure. So a little bit not as thick as I was expecting, but that doesn't mean it's a lesser quality soap. It's just not maybe the Instagram, TikTok, super thick, crazy foam. And granted, that could be user error, but we'll get to rinsing this off and see how it turns out, and then we'll do the other side, which will be 100% just touchless. Now, before we go to the other side, one thing he does suggest on his YouTube videos, again, on Chem-X's YouTube videos, is to rinse down up, not top to bottom. For him, it helps see where you've rinsed, which is true. When you are doing a touchless wash, if you start from the top, it will rinse all the soap down, and then you'll have no idea where you haven't gone over. Your spraying is what cleans the vehicle, so it's really important to make sure you hit all the spots. So what I would do, and what he recommends, is start bottom to top, and then once you're done, rinse top to bottom. Make sure you get all it off. So we'll do the other side real quick. So the truck is still drying, but we're gonna do a quick little walk around and see what it's like. The tires actually turned out really clean for how dirty they were. I mean, they aren't perfect. This side, again, this is the driver's side, so I did not spray any heavy duty on this side. This is all just stars and stripes, which, I mean, for a completely touchless wash, that's pretty fantastic if you ask me. The wheel wells, obviously that is user error. Did not spray those as clean as I should have. We'll go back and hit those again. And yes, for those comment trolls, I am gonna do the roof and the top of the rooftop tent. I'm just gonna go get a little step stool so I can reach up there. So don't be concerned. I am gonna read up on their M-Shine. I did get some of that, and see if it's safe on chrome. Obviously you can see, I'm gonna get a little close. There is some etching. Now again, I do have hard water, so keep that in mind. And the front part of this truck has factory PPF. So This stuff has been stained and etched well before I bought the truck. Disclaimer, this is a personal vehicle I am testing this on. This is not a client's vehicle, so this is my personal truck. But for the most part, I mean, really clean. Obviously there are going to be some water spots from the drying process, but if you were to, I mean, if you're a weekend warrior and wash your own vehicles and want to get some new soaps or try something new, this is great. It speeds up the process. You don't need buckets, you don't need wash mitts, you don't need grit guards, you don't need all that stuff. This is just spray on, spray off. It would probably help a lot if you had soft water, and he even says in his videos how much heat helps. So if you do have a hot pressure washer, a heated pressure washer, this will do way better. Again, tires do look really, really good. I did miss a spot right there, you can see, but we'll go back through. We are going to do the snake oil here in a second and see how much better the protection looks. But I mean, this side we did pre-rinse. It did turn out a little bit cleaner. Not, well, I'd call it 6s actually. They're about the same. Yeah, I'd call it about 6s. Tires definitely look better with heavy duty on them. This side we did spray heavy duty in the wheel wells and the tires themselves, and the tires look great. Again, a little bit of user error over here. Didn't get the pressure washer as close as it should have, but it did turn out really good. I mean, there clearly is, I mean, this side I did let sit for a bit longer before I got the leaf blower on it. Obviously I started on this side, so it did get to sit. I'm gonna go look at the M-Shine though and see if it's safe on chrome, because if it is, we're gonna try it on these running boards and maybe the bumpers. But in just a second we are gonna do the snake oil, which again is just a spray on, spray off protection. There's the passenger front fender liner. Does look really good. Tires look incredible. Another forgotten spot. Sorry, my camera just stopped for some random reason, but it does look really good. I mean, it's really clean. The tires look incredible. There was no brush used. It was just a spray on. I let it sit for maybe a minute, for 30 seconds to a minute. So great product. We'll get the snake oil out, put it in a foam cannon, and see how well that works. Again, this had no protection before starting stripes, and I did notice after I sprayed the soaps on and let them sit for a minute that it did, in the process of rinsing it off, there was a little bit of protection. It did sheet off quicker than before the soaps were applied. Wasn't anything like crazy, but it definitely was a little bit quicker sheeting than before. But again, if you're a weekend warrior and like to wash your own vehicles, or if you're a professional detailer, great products, and they work great. They smell good. They are scented. They do smell good. And especially if you are a truck owner, or if you like an owner operator, or if you own a fleet and are sick of paying the truck wash prices, this is a great option. He does recommend spraying about 6 to 12 inches away from the surface, because that pressure is what's washing the vehicle. So obviously you don't want to get too close, and you can even see right here, there's a patch right there that's a little bit lighter. Let me see if I can, there's a little patch. You might not be able to get it on camera, but there's a little patch right there that I did not hit with the pressure washer, and you can tell. You can see that the pressure washer though is what's doing the work. So definitely, here's another little spot I didn't get it right there. Definitely would take some getting used to. You can see in the time-lapse parts that I went back to habit and watched from the top down, and that's probably why I missed a few spots. I'm gonna hit the roof and the top of the tent, and then we'll get to the snake oil and possibly the M-Shine down there. Before I get into the M-Shine and snake oil, I did want to show how much soap I used. So I definitely did use a bit more of the stripes than I did the stars, but definitely goes a long ways. I mean, 1 gallon of, you know, this will do 5 gallons worth of soap. If you get a 5-gallon pail, you can dilute it and mix it all up, so where it's just turn a spigot and it's ready to go. You fill up your foam cannons and then you're off and away. The soap definitely goes a long ways. I mean, I used very little soap, and that's a full-size pickup. So I'm about to load up the foam cannon for the snake oil, and I did want to show what the temperature is. So right now it is 47 degrees. We just finished with Stars and Stripes. We're gonna put the snake oil in, and I wanted to show the dilution. So in his videos, he does talk and even about the dilutions, and it does say it there on the bottle. He does say a little goes a long way, so I'm gonna see how little goes how far. So we're gonna use very little soap and see how much protection it gives us. I mean, it works. It's a little expensive, and I'll show you exactly how much all these cost, but I mean, the results speak for themselves. I mean, this thing, for being a spray on, spray off ceramic protection, is incredible. I mean, that's awesome. For a spray on, spray off, it'll give you 3 months, 2 to 3 months of protection. Sorry if there's a little bit of wind coming through, but I wanted to pull it out into the sunlight. I mean, come on, for being touchless, this is incredible. You remember how muddy it was. there was caked on road salt, dirt, mud. I mean, that's incredible. Now, I did hand dry it after I did the snake oil. Haven't done the windshield or the roof yet, but come on. That's incredible. For being a completely touchless system. That's great. The tent is really fun to dry because it just continuously drips. My biggest suggestion, if you do end up getting this and want to do it yourself, is make sure when you use your pressure washer to go bottom up and go in slow increments, because when you do miss, it will show. There are places that I did miss, and the windows definitely need a glass cleaner. There's some hard water left over, but that's pretty incredible. Tires look great for being, again, touchless. They look great. Imagine how good they'd look if you put a brush to them. Now, before we end, I did not use M-Shine. It does not say, it does say it's a polished aluminum cleaner. I don't know if it's safe on chrome. I'd rather not ruin my own truck and test it out, so I'm gonna email him and find out. I'd imagine it is, but better to be safe than sorry. So, well, that's it from us here at Boyz Detailing. We'll see you on the next video.